I'm a proud Victorian, and South Australia is a great place, but it's not as awesome as Victoria. If you want to go to the Mornington Peninsula and try the wines or the beaches, or you want to go out to the Yarra Valley or go hiking in the Grampians, Victoria is a place to holiday.
Do you think that Daniel Andrews there was just saying holiday in Victoria, or was he having a bit of a whack at Adelaide?
Look, I'm not going to entertain these stuff. I mean, Daniel Andrews is after every distraction under the sun because he's kind of embroiled in a little bit of a problem at the moment around the conduct of his own government. He can distract with that sort of stuff. The reality is anywhere holidaying in Australia is a great place to holiday. And, you know, whether it's Queensland, New South Wales, of course, if they reopen the borders in Queensland, as well as WA, Tasmania or South Australia. I'm a proud Victorian, but also a proud Australian.
We'll get to the Labor woes in a moment, but on this issue of the borders, it looks like it's shaping up to be a High Court challenge. The federal government's intervening, saying that the borders do need to come up. Do you think that this is impinging on the sovereignty of the states?
No, because the Constitution puts in provisions around free movement of people and the free movement of trade across the Commonwealth, and I support that. I think the decision of the Commonwealth to intervene in this case because the border restrictions are unlawful is the right thing to do. I'm very happy about it. And frankly, I think the states need to let go of control and power in this space and realise that it's in the collective interest of the nation as well as their own state to open their borders.
It's not necessarily unlawful if the states can make their case that it is within their health interests to keep the borders closed. That is within their prerogative. So why try to undermine that right of the states?
We're not trying to do anything of the sort. We're trying to make sure that the measures are proportionate and reasonable. The Commonwealth has made it clear it's going to intervene in the case because this needs to be tested. What is the test of proportionality? Ultimately, the High Court will decide, but what the Commonwealth is doing and the Attorney-General is doing is the right approach to make sure we get informed decision-making and we aren't getting unnecessary health or economic pain as a consequence of state governments.
Now, when it comes to the ALP, Daniel Andrews has said it was on his request to the National Executive that they're bringing in this review. Do you think this is the right move?
Well, I think this allegation or this claim by Daniel Andrews that he's doing it to clear out the system is laughable. Firstly, Daniel Andrews knew about this stacking behaviour. The Victorian division of the ALP is held together by sticky-taped membership forms used for branch stacking purposes. And the reality is there's a power struggle going on. Daniel Andrews wants the federal division to intervene because he thinks it will favour his own position and his own power within the division around pre-selections into the future. So, of course, this is a matter for the ALP to decide and resolve how they want, but there's a deep stench now sitting around Spring Street in Melbourne and particularly around the Victorian Labor government.
Are you confident there's no branch stacking in the Liberal Party?
Well, there are always people who throw out those allegations, but I focus very clearly on making sure we have a party with integrity and integrity in its membership, and we haven't had to call in the federal division to deal with these issues because I'm confident that's the case.
And if I could ask as well, this case has come out of Tasmania. There's been this big push for Teddy Sheehan to be recognised with the Victoria's Cross. It looks like the Liberal Party is doing polling there. Do you think it's appropriate to have polling on an issue like this?
Well, the appropriate thing is what the Prime Minister has done, which is to set up a process where Dr Brendan Nelson, the head of former opposition leader, but also former head of the War Memorial, is looking into this issue. And I would have thought that's the basis in which the decision should be made, because it's one where it's consultative and with integrity. And I'm sure that's the basis in which the decision will be made.
And do you think polling on this issue is appropriate, though?
Well, there's an allegation that you're putting out there. I haven't seen the evidence of it. I'm not contesting it. But in the end, the basis of the decision that should be made should be based on the merits and the merits alone.